Day 1, Arrival in Tokyo. The excitement of finally arriving in Tokyo was palpable as I stepped off the plane at Narita International Airport. With its towering skyscrapers, bustling streets, and rich culture, Tokyo was a city I'd longed to explore. My guidebook, filled with detailed plans and notes, was my companion on this long-awaited journey. After checking into my hotel in Ginza, I decided to take a leisurely evening stroll. The city's vibrant lights, the hum of conversation, and the distant sounds of music created an intoxicating atmosphere. As I wandered, I stumbled upon Hibiya Park, a serene green space amidst the urban jungle. Little did I know, this peaceful park would become the center of an unexpected mystery. Day 2, The Disappearance. The next morning, I set out to explore Tokyo with my guidebook in hand. My first stop was the Imperial Palace, followed by a visit to the bustling shopping district of Akihabara. By late afternoon, I found myself back at Hibiya Park, seeking a moment of tranquility. As I sat on a bench, engrossed in my guidebook, a sudden chill ran down my spine. I glanced up to see a woman in traditional Japanese attire standing a few meters away. Her expression was distant, and she seemed out of place amidst the modern surroundings. Intrigued, I looked down for just a moment to jot down some notes, but when I glanced up again, she had vanished. My guidebook slipped from my hands in my shock, landing in the grass. Shaken, I picked up the guidebook and left the park, unable to shake the feeling that something strange had just occurred. Day 3, The investigation begins. Determined to uncover the mystery of the disappearing woman, I returned to Hibiya Park the next day. As I retraced my steps, I noticed an old, weathered stone lantern partially hidden by overgrown bushes. Curiosity piqued, I approached the lantern and discovered an inscription in Japanese. Unable to read it, I decided to find someone who could help. Back in Ginza, I visited a small bookstore, hoping to find a translation guide. The shop owner, an elderly man named Hiroshi, noticed my puzzled expression and offered his assistance. When I showed him a photo of the inscription, his eyes widened. This lantern marks the spot where, many years ago, a young woman named Aiko vanished without a trace, he explained. Some say her spirit still lingers in the park, searching for something. Day 4, The Encounter. With Hiroshi's words echoing in my mind, I returned to Hibiya Park that evening. The park was eerily quiet, and the shadows seemed to dance in the dim light. I approached the stone lantern, feeling a mix of anticipation and apprehension. As I stood there, a soft breeze rustled the leaves, and I heard a faint whisper. I turned to see the same woman from before, her gaze fixed on the stone lantern. This time, I didn't look away. Slowly, she approached me, and I could see the sorrow in her eyes. In a soft, almost ethereal voice, she spoke in Japanese. I didn't understand her words, but her tone conveyed a deep sense of longing. She reached out, gently placing her hand on the guidebook I held. At that moment, the pages began to flutter, and a small, folded piece of paper fell out. Day 5, The Revelation. Back in my hotel room, I carefully unfolded the paper. It was an old letter, written in elegant script. With the help of an online translation app, I deciphered the contents. The letter was a heartfelt message from Aiko to her lover, expressing her desire to meet him at the stone lantern in Hibiya Park. The date on the letter was the day she had disappeared. Realizing the significance of the letter, I returned to the park the next day. As I stood by the stone lantern, I felt a sense of peace wash over me. I placed the letter on the ground and bowed my head in respect. The wind picked up, gently lifting the letter and carrying it away. Day 6, The Resolution. In the days that followed, I felt a deep connection to Tokyo and its history. My initial purpose for visiting the city had transformed into a journey of discovery and understanding. I spent my remaining days exploring Tokyo with a newfound appreciation for its hidden stories and the resilience of its people. Day 7, Farewell Tokyo. As I prepared to leave Tokyo, I reflected on the incredible adventure I had experienced. The mysterious encounter in Hibiya Park had opened my eyes to the city's rich past and the untold stories that lingered within its streets. I felt grateful for the opportunity to be a part of something so profound. With a heart full of memories and a mind buzzing with curiosity, I boarded my flight home, knowing that Tokyo had forever changed me. The world was full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered, and I couldn't wait to see where my next adventure would take me.